Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you're all doing well, staying healthy, staying home. Um, Today, as most of you know, there is a need for PPE, personal protective equipment for the healthcare workers. And I have, oh, I meant to show this off. Look, look at this. I don't know. Can you see the flamingos? This was made by Deedra George and her team, um, who is at By George in Helena. Anyway, just fogging up my glasses. So I have invited Deedra to come on and talk about getting masks for all of us and for medical professionals. So let me bring in Deedra. Hang on tight. Hey, Deedra, where are you? There you are. Where's Deedra? Uh-oh. Okay, technical issues. I'll see what's going on her side. Anyway, what's going on here? Shh, shh, shh. Okay, our Deedra disappeared. Maybe she'll come back. Anyway, okay, come on. There she is. Let me see if I can bring her on.
I don't know, Monday probably.
Deedra. Hello, Deedra George. How are you?
How about you?
I'm good. Oh, I gotta silence this. Sorry. There we go. Oh, she disappeared again. Come back. There you come on, Deedra. Okay, let's try this again. I can. I can. 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Hey,
goodness.
Deedra. Can you see
Technology
me?
is hard.
It is. And we're all doing things we've never done before, like Zoom.
Yes.
Yes. Comment if you have done, if you are enjoying Zoom. And now I've learned to be live. I'm still that's an app where I can share my live videos with someone else.
Yes.
So Deedra George is the co-owner of By George in Helena. It's a local small business, and Deedra does a lot for our community. She is making these my flamingos, these masks
I love your
that
flamingos.
I love my flamingos. And it's perfect for weather like this. Um, she's donating them to doctors, correct me, doctors, medical professionals, nurses, anybody in the medical profession can get these free. For us, just to offset the cost of making these and donating them, she is selling these to us for $5. So I bought it for everybody in my household. So they'll be good. So,
Yes.
Deedra, the need for personal protective equipment. There is a need.
Yeah,
What? Go ahead.
there is a big need. Most importantly, the healthcare workers on the front line need those N95 masks, and they've been in such of a shortage that a lot of the hospitals are asking them to get the fabric mask. And so what I recommend is for them to get their N95 and then put one of the fabric masks over that, if they can, to just extend the life of their N95, and it should help make it last a lot longer, because oftentimes they're just given one where they would normally be using several per day, but now they're just limiting them to just one mask per day or several days.
And, and like Deedra said, they're on the front line fighting a war, and the enemy's invisible. So we need to really support our healthcare workers. One, every night at 7 o'clock, get outside and cheer for 5 minutes. And two, support businesses like By George, who are doing things, giving back to the community. Um, so what can we do to help?
Well, another thing I was going to share about the mask is, now you go to the grocery store and you see people wearing masks, or you go to Walmart or even the gas station or to the pharmacy and people are wearing masks. So, these fabric masks are not going to keep you from getting the virus, but it's going to help a lot, because I think even on the news this morning it said that now you may be able to get it from talking or breathing, so this can help cover that up. Just for the average person, again, I can't guarantee that you're not gonna get it if you're wearing this mask, but it's gonna, to me, every little bit helps. So I just wanted to say that. How the community can help, I mean, we are taking donations of cotton fabric. We're also taking donations of elastic, because there's a big shortage of elastic right now. Either 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch width of elastic. So you can drop that off at the shop if you have any extra of that, or I can come get it. Also, if you want to make masks at home, if you have a sewing machine at home, there is a big need for that right now. There are a lot of sewists sitting at home making masks all they can every day. So
If you have a sewing machine or know someone with a sewing machine, please share this. And we need volunteers who have sewing machines to start making masks, and we need people to donate material. Sorry, continue
Oh,
on.
no, go ahead. So there is actually a website that has sort of connected these people in the Birmingham community, and there's websites like this popping up all over the country, really. But the one for Birmingham is called bhamfacemask.com. So if you go to that website, you're going to find patterns on how to make the masks. You're going to find ways to get plugged in to making them for people for donations. They have a need right now for probably 4,000 or 5,000 that they need to give out to the hospitals, mainly to doctors' offices. So if you want to get plugged in and make some masks at home to donate to the hospitals, you can go to that website, bhamfacemask.com, and it can, again, give you patterns on how to make them and where to donate and all that stuff.
Awesome. Sorry. And I want to say hello to Lori. We got several people on this live. And Megan, thank y'all for coming on. Say, hey, hello, Estelle. Estelle's my sister-in-law, and she is in Nashville. She's a pathologist, so God love her. She is crazy busy now. And yeah. Yes, thank you. Give her hearts. And Tracy, Lynn, thank you for joining us. And who do y'all know who has a sewing machine? Just say, I do, and tag them on this video, because we do need people who can sew. I wish I had a sewing machine. And I'd be putting down the glitter tumblers and the dots to sew some masks. But what I can do, I can go online, I can order fabric, I can order the materials they need and have it shipped to By George. What is the mailing address for By George?
It is 102 Gunner Lane, and that's Gunner Lane, and that's Helena 35080.
And like I said, the company's name is Gunner is By George. I want some volunteers with sewing machines. I was hoping that I'd get bombarded with people putting their hands up saying, I've got a sewing machine.
Sewing is sort of a lost art. Our grandparents and parents used to sew, but there's not as many people now that do. But I'll tell you, it's a great opportunity to get that old sewing machine out and even teach your kids how to sew because, it's a really simple thing to make. And I know I have a lady that works for me and she's sewing and making masks from home with her 3 children who are in college, but they're all home, but they are actually learning to sew and they're actually making masks at home. So it's a great opportunity to teach your kids to sew.
Yeah, I should have researched this before I asked this, but it's a stupid question. Is there a way to make masks if you don't have a sewing machine? Do
Um,
you
you
know?
you could probably stitch one by hand if you're a good hand sewist, but I'm an awful one. So,
Wow.
so to me, it would be hard. You don't want to use a glue gun or anything like that. So probably not. I would just try to find somebody with a sewing machine or come pick one up from us.
Thank you. Thank you. So why don't you tell us a little bit about By George? I do know Deedra is a member and an officer of the Helena Business Association, and she has done a lot for this community. If you live in Helena or have attended any of our functions, let me turn that down. Um, you will see Helena bells, and she's. Are you in charge of the bells, or are
I am
you?
not. I am not in charge of the bells. We actually started making dresses for the bells, the big bell dresses that you see them wear. So we started making those last year. So that's how we contribute is putting them in those beautiful dresses.
They are.
Yeah,
They are.
they are.
And tell us about, if you don't mind, about how this COVID-19 and stay home has affected your By George, and which is
Mhm.
probably the same thing that other small businesses are dealing with. Do you mind sharing that?
Yeah, I don't mind. Um, my husband and I started this business 17 years ago, and I just started out doing alterations for people, and then we added embroidery and screen printing. So we have he and I work together, and we have 5 employees that work for us part time. And so, we had a thriving business a couple of weeks ago. Doing embroidery T-shirts, embroidery shirts for businesses, and screen printing for businesses, a lot of school T-shirts.
Let me jump in. Realtors, did you hear that? Did you hear t-shirts and polo shirts, embroidery, all that? Go
Yes.
ahead, love.
And we also do promotional products. So all those pins that you guys give out or, the koozies that you need, we also are a source for that. So, as of a couple of weeks ago, everything was going great. But, when the virus hit and people had to start staying home and schools let out, basically all those school orders just disappeared and all the business orders just disappeared. So, we really went from doing a lot of business to doing a little business like most every self-employed person out there. So um,
Prom
we
dresses, all
yeah,
the
yeah, prom has been postponed. So all those prom dresses that I have on the rack are still hanging on the rack because I sort of put mask in front of those dresses right now because I know that prom's been postponed. So hopefully prom will happen, but just not this weekend like it was supposed to.
yeah,
Um,
superintendent said it will happen. It just may be this summer.
yeah.
Fingers crossed and
I
prayers.
know. I hope it happens because there's a lot of pretty gowns hanging in my store right now.
Oh,
Um, but anyway, so when that happened, I've honestly felt myself getting down, getting depressed, getting worried about what's going to happen, and I'm the type of person who just needs a project and something to keep my mind occupied. So I saw that there was a need for the mask, and so I just figured out a pattern and just decided I would start making them and just giving them away to people. And so we did that for a couple of weeks and gave out as many as we could. And then individuals started asking us to make them, and and they wanted to pay, because I think everybody in the next few weeks is going to be wearing one. So we decided to go ahead and start making them for the public. And we do make the two different kinds. We make the kind that don't have the filter pocket, and those are $5. And then if you want one with the little pocket where you can insert a filter, and there's a lot of different ideas for filters out there. Just Google it. But if you want the one with the filter, they are $7. But anyway, we make both kinds, and we have a waiting list right now because we can only make so many per day. But if you want one, you can send us an email or send us a Facebook message on that list.
Oh, we're losing your sound. What is your email address?
The email address
is
Deedra, which is DEEDRA, at bygeorgeusa.com. So you can email that, or like I said, send us a message on Facebook. You can send me a personal message or through our By George Facebook page. Or you can even give us a call, 205-663-7004. So we'd be glad to put you on the list and get everybody taken care of.
Awesome. Do you have any masks you can show us? We can have a little fashion show.
Yeah. This is some fabric that I picked up last night. It's this pretty. It reminds me of your dots. I don't know if you can see that, but it has the circles and reminds me of your dots, and it just has a solid background. Let me see.
I want it. I'm coming down with $5.
We've got some UAB colors going on here. Let me see what else we got.
Deedra, I'm serious. I want the mandala mask.
That's some pretty pink with flowers. I think I've given all my flamingos away, so I think you might have been one of the last ones to get the flamingos.
I'm honored.
We're trying to do some solids, like some khaki and some dark green, some solid colors for the guys, because they don't want to wear a mask with flowers all over it. But but you can be a fashionista and still have a cute mask.
It's lined in green. I don't want to get lipstick on my flamingos.
Mm-hmm.
Lined in green, so you can flip it.
You can reverse it. Yeah. And they are washable. So after you wear them, to the grocery store or wherever you're going, bring it home, wash it in some hot water, and just lay them on top of the washer or dryer and let them dry out. Just let them air dry, and they're completely reusable. So you can just use them and use them.
And for people like me who don't buy fabric, where's a good place for us to go? Like, where'd you buy the mandala fabric?
I actually have a friend who has a quilt shop, so she let me come and do some private shopping last night. But you can order from Joannes.com, and the one in Hoover, they are actually offering curbside pickup. So if you will order online and choose curbside pickup, you actually get like 30 or 40% off if you do that. And so you can go and drive over there, and they'll load it into your car and everything. So I would just recommend that you get it from them.
Awesome. Thank you. That's what I'll do as soon as I end this. I'll get on Joannes and send you some fabric.
Yeah. Just make sure it's
elastic.
The quilting cotton fabric is great. You just want to make sure it's 100% cotton, no flannel or no fleece or anything like that. You want to stay away from the stretchy fabrics. So if you just click in their quilting section, and there's a lot of pretty patterns and fabrics that you can choose from.
Awesome. So can I get some volunteers with a sewing machine? Let me see. Lori, thank you. Oh, there's 30 to 40% off at Joannes Fabrics.
Yes.
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
I need sewers. Deedra needs to add volunteers to her mask team, don't you, Deedra?
Hey, every little bit helps, so it really does.
Can I get some pledges as to who's going to go order fabric from Joanne's and have it sent to by George? Come on, let me see. Like you can either go pick it up, do the curbside, or so you don't have to pay for shipping, or you can have it shipped directly to Deedra.
And I want anybody that wants to make them at home, I just want to show you right quick how easy they are to make. I mean, I'm not actually going to sew one, but I'm going to tell you what you need to make one. If that's okay, Jana.
Oh, that's awesome.
You need 2 pieces of fabric, and I like to use 2 different patterns, something that coordinates together, and they need to be cut 7 by 9. So it'd be a rectangle that's 7 by 9. And so you need 2 of those. And then you're just going to, also you will need 2 pieces of elastic that's cut to 6.5 to 7 inches. And so that's, that's the only 4 things that you need to make a mask. So it's really, really an easy little pattern to make. And I pin all that together and make a little sandwich with my elastic pinned to the inside on the sides. Just pin all that. And then you're just going to sew all the way around the outside, leaving a little hole to turn. And so once you get it all sewn around, you're going to turn it right side out. And then all you have to do is put your little pleats down the side, do a top stitch all the way around and put your pleats down the side. And then you basically have a mask then. So they're really, really simple to make. Like I said, there's patterns online that you can go and look up.
How long does it take you?
Honestly, it takes 5 or 10 minutes from start to finish if you wanted to sew one together. So they're really quick and easy. My friend in the background who's cutting out fabric today, she would tell you differently because she's not a sewist, but I had her take a sewing machine home over the weekend and sew some, and I think it would take her about an hour. So opposed to my 5 minutes, but
Yeah, well, you're a professional.
Everybody's got different skill levels, so it might take you an hour, honestly, but it might take you 5 minutes. So.
Right. So if you're comfortable with the sewing machine, you can knock it out in about 10 minutes.
You can. And like I said, it's a great opportunity to teach your kids to sew. So it's a great little way to teach them because you just have to sew a straight line is all you have to do.
That's right. And I could do that. I haven't touched a sewing machine, gosh, in 25 years. And I used to love to sew. My mother used to make all my clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd go steal tags off of other clothing stores and have her sew them on.
Yeah.
You can't come get me anymore. Statute of limitations.
Yes.
But does anyone have any questions? Oh, Lori, Paul's pledging to get materials to you.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Lori. Hey, Treywick. Beth has joined us. Rusty. And my sister-in-law over here. There you go. So I just want to thank you, Deedra, for popping on. And at short notice, I went to pick up my mask. When was it? About 11:30 today.
Yeah.
And said, will you jump on Facebook Live with me? Let's chat about this, because I have been trying to get volunteers who have a sewing machine to start making these, because there is such a need. Like Deedra said, we're all going to probably need masks, be required, in a matter of days.
Right.
So put your orders in with Deedra fast before she gets overwhelmed, and let's build her team of seamstress. Well, what would be not seamstress, because dudes.
Seamstresses, yep.
What would a dude be?
Oh, well, I do not know. I think the popular term is sewist. So a guy would be
sewist.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sewist. So come on, spread the word. Let's get these masks made,
Mhm.
and let's help Deedra um, do. She's doing wonderful things, give back to the community, but we could do a lot more and just help Birmingham and Birmingham face masks. They do have a Facebook page. They are accepting monetary donations,
Mhm.
and it's awesome how people are joining, but that getting on board and contributing. But we also need product to provide to the healthcare workers and to the public. So any help would be so great. I'd be so grateful. We'd all be so grateful for the
Yes, we
help.
would.
So thank you so much,
You're
and
welcome.
I'm so excited to wear. I can't wait to go to Walmart. Except I don't want to. I don't want to go to Walmart, but I want to
Yeah,
show off my mask.
you will have the cutest mask in Helena.
I will. I will,
Yeah.
and I want. Can I get a mandala with where I can put the
Yes.
filter in?
Yes. Absolutely.
So awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Deedra. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and please share this video.
Thank y'all.
Bye bye.
Bye.